Ooh-wee. Okay. This is a video. A far overdue video. For Taimanin RPGX. You know, I've not had but maybe one or two positive videos on this subject. My first point being, I think it's important to mention, what happened to the event archive? Look, anybody who watches this channel, who knows me, should know that I am not, grab this mic a little bit, get a little closer, get a little bit more intimate. I am not a guy who's very good at keeping up with the times of things. I am very bad at it. I miss out on a lot of things because I lose track. It's too much. Tell me, Taimanin. I want to mention, again, for the world to know, this is not a new game. This is taking the game. You know what? We're going to go there. Where is the archive? There has been like 5 events that have not come back in the archive. Starting with, I think, Sonya. But here's what we're going to do. I'm going to bitch. I'm going to multitask. But we're going to talk. In the same time, I haven't even touched this thing. Events, tickets, Psycha, everybody loves it, whatever. But it's overdue. And it really hurts my heart. Because the first thing I have to say is this game. Yeah, let's start with that. I mean, that's probably the best place to start, right? This is not an old game. Generally speaking, you would think, at least you would hope, that a company would put a game out, an older game that has been out in Japan for what, 5-6 years now? The system has been made. So tell me why. Tell me why, tell me why. Action Taimanin is such a better game. But tell me why. That is a fancy censorship. Tell me why. I will say tell me why one more time. Taimanin RPG has been unregrettably the worst gacha game I have ever played in my life. To the point where I am sitting here, I was really trying to go, I was going to go all in. I was going to try to make content on this game. But I don't have the inspiration to do it. Because the game is actually just bad. For one, let's talk about the daily missions. The daily missions, the one good thing this game does, I will give it credit. The daily missions complete as you do them. You don't have to claim them after you get them. Dokkan could learn this. And Legends kind of picked it up as well. Where you just do the daily mission and you don't have to go claim the daily mission. That's good. What is not good about a daily mission is when a raid is a daily mission. It's not good when there's no ongoing raids happening. And you go to do a raid and you take the time, you tap it. Well, first you got to find a raid because there's so many players that you can never find a real raid unless you constantly refresh it, because raids are always ending. Speaking of always ending, you go to click the raid, you go to fight the raid, you can't do it because the enemy has been subjugated. But you don't get points for that because you have to win a raid. Which leads me to my next problem with the raid system and the daily missions having the raid in them. You could fight the whole boss at the raid and the raid will still say, sorry, the boss has been subjugated. We're giving you back your BP. Don't worry about that. We got your back. But this doesn't count and you have to find another raid. This is a daily mission. Sometimes you cannot find it. This is minimal compared to everything else in the game. But let's start with the raid system. The events just not coming out anymore. Can somebody who plays the JP version explain to me why that is? Does Japan still get the event archives? Are certain event archives not allowed to be in the event archive? I understood if it was the Christmas or Halloween units. Fine. Okay, they're technically seasonal. Whatever. Where's Sonya? She was old news And I think there's been another one I can't even remember right now. Why aren't they in the event archive? I actually thought I gave credit when I first saw the event archive because I thought that was a brilliant idea. I was like, oh, so you miss out on it. You don't get to experience the entire event, but you get to get the unit and get a few missions out of the way, and you get to try it out even after it's over. Well, dang, I'm sorry for that compliment because that was wrong. But let's get to the meat and potatoes now, because Taimanin RPGX is not just a bad game for that. That's an annoyance. The raid thing is an annoyance. The event, not keeping up with events, who am I to talk about not keeping up with something, right? I am not the guy. However, they have been the most scummy game I have played. The VIP system. So you can get the VIP system through two ways. Spending money on the game, which I heavily wanted to, and I really don't know if I'm really trying to convince myself to even keep playing this game. But the issue I have with this is they decided that, well, doing a certain amount of events every day for free, first of all, that's just getting too much materials. We can't let you have that. So we're going to cut that down to one a day per thing. Okay, they argued this was opening of the game special, which I call complete bullcrap on. But fine, whatever. Then they decide the VIP system, you can get it by paying money, and you can get it by just earning experience through missions. It's slower and it takes longer to do it that way, but it works, right? Well, they decided that was too gosh darn easy to get the VIP up without spending hard-earned cash. And they decided that, you know what? Yes, for VIP, you will still get free events. Don't worry, we will get that. I can get up to 2 because I'm VIP 8 because I have spent money in this game like an idiot. And I also played before that. They decided that was too much. So now you only get 2 free turns for any event in the events to grind out gold, to grind out materials, to awaken girls. And this is not a hard thing. This is not a hard thing to acquire in the game. There was no reason for them to do that. The whole reason they did that is because people were leveling up that way because they weren't spending stamina, so they got to play more, and they were upping their VIP status. It's like going into a club, saying you know the guy, but you don't actually know the guy who owns the club, but you have a way to get through the back door. They shut down the back door, so now you can only get in if you pay money. That is one issue with the game. That is a most recent issue with the game. Oh, also, let's throw this out there. What gacha game? I made this video, and this was more of a positive video, because I was actually quite happy about it at first, because I really wanted the unit, but the more and more I thought about it, how dirty do you have to be to make a unit available 2 to 3 days? A brand new unit, never been out on a banner before. A 3-day unit that you don't even know will ever come back. I still think that's insane. And the one good thing they have, which I'm afraid they'll nerf someday, I'm almost afraid to even mention it, because they're probably going to nerf it at some point. The tickets to get free summons, or whatever you say, which I think would be the best move to do, would be to save your tickets for those like 3-day summons and hope for the best, because that's how, as you saw, that's how I got heavy code. But that's not even all. This is the first big red flag that everybody noticed, and a lot of people actually claimed theme for. The debt system. So, if you don't know, I'll go over this briefly because this isn't new. But when the game started, you can get a bunch of gems for leveling up girls and their abilities. Like, you can level up the friendship, you get gems. That still is a thing, but they reduced it from like 1,000 to 200, and they said it was an error. So obviously, I make the error of making different numbers, different amounts every time. So it's easy to make that mistake, right? But they put everybody in debt. That was the first big bad thing that everybody saw in this series and was like, wait a minute. Did they just limit the amount of gems I could get? So the only way you can get out of debt is to use the free gems you got or buy gems. And you usually get like a double gem thing when you buy gems. So half the gems went to your debt and the other half went to your account. The pull rates in this game, it's a gotcha. I'm not going to say too much about that, but they are pretty bad. But so is actually Taimanin. That kind of balances itself out. But here's the real problem. Actually, no, this isn't a real problem. This is just stupid. Have you been to Steam lately? So there's two versions of Taimanin RPG. One is the adult version. Now, I think that's fine. It doesn't matter. The adult stuff, it's like low effort adult, you know, explicit novel stuff anyway. It's just a text bar, a scene, a few images, pixelated you-know-whats, and go about your day. It's not the most intense stories. It's not visuals that are eye-gouging or anything like that. But this is the weirdest thing. This isn't even like a problem. This is just confusing to me. So I think Jurin and Nutaku must have some kind of weird deal with this series, because they argued that Taimanin RPGX could not be on Steam uncensored because of nudity and sexual, things going on. I'm sorry, have you seen Steam? Have you ever just gone to the anime game section in Steam? Oh my goodness, you go there, they have games advertised with nudity and sex, just straight up. So I'm like, wait a minute, we can't even have blood on the main artwork, which is funny, they put the effort into changing it on the actual card artwork, but on the attack animations, they don't put the effort into changing it, which is really funny. Why does Steam have to have the censored version? It doesn't make any sense. Like, it baffles me. Why would Steam need to be censored? I get Apple, I get that. But why would Steam need to censor the game? They have actual, gacha level games on Steam that have nudity and sexual content. It's not even a big deal, because I don't really play this game for the sexual stuff. I play it because I honestly just like the artwork and I like the story, which, you got to get the characters to get the story and all that stuff. But honestly, that's not a big deal. I just think it's weird. I think the Steam thing is just really weird, because I've been on Steam. You'll probably notice one day one of the alerts that I created for my streams, which may never happen, are going to be related to one of those games, because it was just like situation and timing and all that stuff. I was on Steam. It was a crazy day. But that's the biggest deal with that. It's not a big deal, but the Steam thing is just weird. Like, you don't have to have a uncensored version on Steam. I mean, you don't have to have a censored version on Steam. You can just have it uncensored. There's no reason it can't be. But I think Jorin and Nutaku have some kind of deal, and they don't want you to. So, it's not hard to get the uncensored version if you really care. Unless you're on iPhone, which apparently you can't even download, which I just think is weird. I understand not buying from the Apple Store, but you can't even download the game through the Jorin website on Apple. Very weird, very strange. Hey, look, Fuma has a heart thing in her hand. It's Valentine's Day. So that's my biggest. I just don't know. I really wanted this game to be good. I was quite excited when it was announced to be coming globally. It's kind of funny, I play Dokkan and I'm waiting for a sync to happen, and this game has come out recently and it's behind. Big behind. Like I said, this is years old. But it's a years old game. Why is it that when I'm going to fight that I have trouble getting in a match? Why is it that sometimes it'll freeze and I have to mess around with my phone to make it not freeze anymore? Why does it get stuck on load screens? Why is this game, which the code already existed before it came to global, so broken on global? It doesn't make sense. This is like if Dokkan had just come out today in global and it's been out in Japan for 6 years and it was riddled with bugs. Also, the UI is total trash. You have to tap and load, tap and load. Like if I gotta go to the shop, I gotta tap it, load it. Takes a while to load, goes through the little load screen. Then you gotta tap that, slowly loads that happen. Then you back out, slowly load. Everything, go to the friends to check your friends. You gotta tap another screen, it takes you to another screen. This is not a good UI system. This is not easy to use. Everything takes a really, well, I think more than a second is a really long load time. And this is not a new game. What does this game have to offer you besides boobs? What does this game have to offer you besides sexy time with your favorite Taimanin ladies? Which you don't even get in the Steam version. Or the Apple version, but we all know Apple's cucked. That doesn't matter. So why would you play this game? I've been asking myself really hard because I'll be honest, I wanted this game to be a content on my channel that soared, and I was excited. I was willing to put money into it to get all the characters, and I've lost sight of some characters. I've pulled some characters, and then I'm struggling to decide if I'm even wanting to spend money on it. But then you have moments like this story mode. I love the story. I love the gameplay. I don't love the gameplay. I mean, it's pretty simple. But I know that hard stuff comes on later, so you do want to set your account up to be pretty decent, so when the hard stuff does come eventually. I do like that it's a slightly passive game. You can play in the background. But it's just, I feel like this company, for whatever reason, and I do apologize, somebody did tell me who made this game. And the last time I really made a big Taimanin video was a complaining video. And I didn't want to do it, but I had to do it. Because I just had so much stress to talk about with this game. I wanted it to be good. I really hoped that it would be. And I'm actually struggling to play it. I haven't even played Action Taimanin, and that's just because of time. And that game is far superior to this game. Gameplay wise, UI is way better. They're actually putting time, efforts into the characters, and everything feels like they're not just trying to take your money. They have their stuff, like buy costumes with real money that you can buy for gyms, but it's random. Buy this from Lilum, all that. They have their little scummy stuff. To be fair, but Action Taimanin is a superior game, and this is the first game, yes, but this is the global version. You should fix the bugs. So I'm wondering, is the Japan version as bad as this? Or do they just actively not care about the global side because they just figure, oh, well, these pay pigs will buy whatever we put out. It doesn't matter. The community doesn't even feel like it's alive on Taimanin RPG. I don't see any videos promoting this game, new banners, anything. It's like they just kind of put it out there. And it's like, well, you know, you can have it, do whatever you want. Well, we'll change things, but only when it affects us. If you're not spending enough money, we're going to have to up the ante on that. We're going to have to remove this. We're going to have to put this up. We're going to have to change this. And then just do it without warning. And it's just, if you ever wanted to play a game, this is my final ending moments for this video. This very positive video. If you ever want to play a game where the company seems to like actually hate you in every single way, but it's based on a series you like, the animation's good, the characters are funny, the stories are really good, everything's very amusing. Fuka's a great character. I do like him in this game. He's suave, but not like overly suave where he's like a monster like he is in Taba, and he's not like a total goofball like he is in Action. It's kind of like a mix of both games where he's not a complete bitch, but he's also not a bad guy. He's a pretty cool guy. He's even though some of the cutscenes, you know, he's a little bit of a fuckhead, but you know, maybe that's just how you get sexy. I don't know. I'm not Fuma. I can't speak on that, but I just feel like this is the best game. If you want to play a game that you know hates you, but you play it anyway, this is the game for you. And I want to make more content on this game, but I really don't know if I want to buy anything else. Is there a reason to get excited for this game? Genuinely want to know if these are just, I'm just stupid, and if other people are enjoying this game at this point. I know all the Steam reviews are bad, but that's based off of the debt situation. I just need to get that off my chest. That's the video. I'll end this story bit, but I won't bother you with that. That's the end of this particular video. I was hoping to go until like the very end to make it a little bit more succinct, but I think I've said enough. This video is running too long. I don't want it to be a little too long. 20 minutes is about where I want to be. Until next time, same time of channel, different time of video, as you know I do.